Hello, you're watching Of New X, and today let's talk about a recently started airing Chinese web period drama, 度华年, The Grand Princess. This is a 40 episodes period drama that has started airing on Youku. It is based on a novel called 长公主, The Grand Princess, written by the author Mo Shubai, who is also the original author of last year's iQIYI period drama 长风渡. As for this drama, it's adapted by the scriptwriter Rao Jun, who has written quite a few dramas such as 千古绝尘, Ancient Love Poetry. And they shot this drama from mid-October last year to February this year. If you go back to my visit to Hengdian videos last September, you'll see I've seen a lot of trucks at Hengdian with the crew title 度华年. That was in September, so basically that was pre-production. They were building the sets for this drama. I have watched up to episode 11. By the time this video goes out, it should be about episode 13, 14. There really isn't that much worth talking about Chinese Dramaland right now. That's why I'm making this video so early on, talking about a first impression. But also because I actually quite enjoy most of the stuff up to this point in this drama. Not saying it's by any means the greatest period drama out there. As usual, let me quickly introduce you first to the rough outline of the story, and then we're gonna go into details. As the title suggests, of the original novel, The Grand Princess, it is mostly focused on the female lead character, who is a grand princess of a fictional dynasty. Earlier in her years, she is the eldest daughter of the emperor and empress. Later in her years, she would become the grand princess, as her younger brother would inherit the throne from the father and become the next reigning emperor. This is a rebirth, getting a second chance at life story. We have very short time dedicated to their first life, pretty much in the first episode, where we come into the story. The female lead is already 40 years or so old, and she's been married for 20 years. She gets poisoned. Before she dies, she ordered assassins to kill her husband, who is a premier of the country at the time. Although they have broken up for years, they haven't really officially divorced, so they're technically still husband and wife. And the guy also dies on the same day. Close your eyes, open your eyes again. The next morning, she finds herself back in her 18-year-old body before she even got married. Very soon, she meets her future husband. The drama within the first 2 episodes will show you that she actually realized the guy is also a reborn guy. So both of them died on the same day. They both got reborn, so projected back in time. So now they're in their 18-year-old and 20-year-old body, but they have the memories and consciousness of the middle-aged married couple. They have to make a decision about, now we're living our life for the second round. Are we gonna keep going down the same route, or are we gonna try to change it and see what we can do? So that's what the story setup is. I know it's a little bit spoiler heavy, but it really just happens in the first 2 episodes. And the emphasis of the story is the second lifetime, almost like a second marriage. And it's not really weird from Chinese Dramaland. Based on novels, we've seen so many live for the second time story that has happened. I mean, Zhang Linghe literally did one last year that aired, and I definitely ranted a lot about. Now let's talk about what is worth watching and what might be problematic. On the positive end of this drama, point number 1, a very rare thing that I would actually put on the positive end for this drama, which is a very wise and sensible use of dubbing and original actor's voice mixed in this drama. So some of the actors in this drama use their own voice, such as Zhao Jinmai. Some actors got dubbed, for example, the male lead. And it's not only restricted to the main character, the younger generation characters. Even their parents' generation, certain actors got dubbed, certain actors didn't. And I think it came down to, at the end of the day, they did listen to how everybody performed with their own voice and decided what works best for the storytelling and for those characters to present a coherent, imagined space of a fictional story that would not bring the audiences out of the story. So they didn't say, oh, we just want to look cool and everybody is gonna do it by themselves, because these days in period drama land, it's actually something that's rare. They also didn't go for the, oh, let's just dub everybody. They picked the best balance and mixture. So for Zhao Jinmai, she's known to be a pretty good line deliverer of her age, and she did pretty well in this drama. So far, I have no problem. Then for Zhang Linghe, I think it's the right choice to dub him. If you've watched 宁安如梦 last year, you know he's just not good at line delivery. His voice quality is on the heavier, more clunky side, and he really didn't get that much training in voice performance. It tends to sound quite clumsy and droopy. So for his role in this drama, they picked Ge Fan to dub him. This is the dubber of the character Xiao Jingyu, played by Wang Ziqi in the drama Imperial Coroner. And I think this is a really good choice. First is it actually fits Zhang Linghe's face and mouth. Second is this voice sounds highly educated, intelligent, and noble. And it fits the character that Zhang Linghe plays in this drama. I have to say, if it's not for the voice, his character would have a 40% deduction of attractiveness and convincibility. So I absolutely second this drama's choice of actually dubbing Zhang Linghe. Number 2, as a period idol drama that's mostly focused on a romantic storyline. 40 episodes pretty much telling you about this couple who's got a second opportunity of their marriage. Thinking about it as a period drama version of Queen of Tears, it's not as great, as fast-paced, as entertaining, or comedy-heavy, say, as Queen of Tears. But the core and essence of this type of weird relationship actually works pretty well in the context of this drama. The casting choice of Zhao Jinmai and Zhang Linghe so far does work out for me pretty well. If you ignore the beginning part where they're in their 40s, I'll talk about that in the negative part, but if you ignore the setup of it, when you go into the second lifetime, when they are back in their 18 and 20-year-old body, but then with all the memories they've had in their first lifetime, it starts to get really interesting. The drama did a pretty good job of writing the character dynamics, the back and forth, the bantering, and how they deal with the piled up emotional heavy charges at each other, how they tease it out step by step, how they figure each other out, and then decided to go on the second life and see what they can do with it, still trying to solve all the problems they've had in their first life, while basically know each other so well. There's no pretense, there's no trying to show off the better side of you to impress a potential partner. They've already done that. I know all your weaknesses and all the things you don't do well and all the things you annoy me by, and it becomes this very frank and open and relaxed leading couple relationship that, although from outside worldview they just started, they just met, while in reality they totally operate in a completely different way in each other's presence privately, and it creates that really funny contrast. As a period idol drama focused on a romantic story that you don't need to put too much meaning or too much hope on it or too much burden for it to perform in any way other than just entertainment, it's so far by episode 11 very entertaining and watchable. Also, if you want to compare it to, say, the recently just finished on Youku 墨雨云间 the double, then this story, in most of the departments, I think makes more sense. In the realistically human world that's like set in the imperial time, and the story overall is more believable than the double. The third point and the last thing I would say about this drama is, with the budget they have, I think they've done a good enough job. Meaning the costume, the hairstyle, the makeup, the lighting, they're all not at the highest standard possible for Chinese period dramas these days, but they don't look awful. They don't have stupid camera work or crazy light or spinnings and unnecessary slow motion. Mostly it's focused on telling the story, and it makes everybody look reasonably well without polishing and over filtering and smoothing everything out. So it's at that comfortable zone of color grading, of light and contrast, of skin smoothing and touching up, overall looking pleasant enough, not distracting but not too high end. And so far I'm just in a very relaxed, entertained, happy mood while watching this drama. Now, what's not good about this drama? Point number 1, you have to sit through the beginning of this drama to keep watching and get entertained. The first 1 or 2 episodes gets a little bit weird, particularly the beginning, because they start at the end of first life for both characters. They are in their 40s and they basically murdered each other with quotation mark. Later they'll find out it's not actually that. But anyway, the problem with that is they didn't age the actors. You can't tell if it's the 18-year-old version of them or 40-year-old version of them. The voice, the posture, nothing changed. The guy got a little bit mustache and that's the only difference he has. And Zhao Jinmai as the princess, nothing changed at all. She didn't act in a way that shows that she's different from, say, 18-year-old. Now, given that part is very short, it's less than 1 episode, it just gets it out of the way and then they can go into the younger version of themselves. But still, I'd say if you are more responsible storytellers who are trying to make your audiences believe in yourself setup, you should have aged with makeup, with costume, hairstyle, everything to help the two young actors at least for 20 minutes pretend they're 40-year-old. I don't think it's that hard to do, and it definitely influences and grades down the drama for me. Number two, there's also one thing you have to very actively ignore to enjoy this drama. That's why, it's not the greatest drama out there, which is whenever it comes to politics, court power battles, because it will have wars happening on the borders that influences the fictional kingdom's politics. Whenever it gets to the serious part of things, ignore them. Just know the setup is to have this problem set up so that our princess and our male lead character and other people need to devise a strategy to get over it and moving on their plot line. Just know it's there functionally. Don't try to argue with its logic and how it gets played out and how the drama even represented on screen, because they didn't put any money, budget, effort into that part of the plot. Court politics is, I wouldn't even say child's play, it's like non-existent. And then when it goes to the war, the battle part, I think they just don't have money. So they don't even have enough horses and extras and sets to show you a battlefield and probably like CG budget. They are like totally doing it in people's words. The emperor is sitting in his palace and the guy comes in reporting, oh, this is going on the border. The war is like who wins, who loses, what's going on. And then it cuts to the princess on borderline supposedly fighting a war, but you don't see any actual visual. And when two armies are against each other, they literally pick one person out of each side and just like do personal battle. It doesn't even bother to show any level of charging, like two armies, people on horses, like nothing of that. It happens completely within people's words. Almost at the level, I wouldn't say lazy, it's like we just don't want to film them because we don't have allocated budget and people and time to do it. So let's just ignore it. We are a romantic love story. Let's focus on that. And audiences, you all know you're here to watch Zhang Linghe and Zhao Jinmai and their middle-aged marriage for the second time around in their younger bodies. So like, let's ignore the politics. I think for certain people, it wouldn't be a problem. For certain other people, you would just laugh at it. And I've seen enough crappy dramas from Chinese dramaland, so this is not even close to the worst problems it can have. I can forgive it, but I know probably for some other people, you just like not be able to deal with it. So far, I haven't seen much of any other problems. I know it's an idol period romantic drama. It's a fictional dynasty. It's based on a web novel, so I'm not having high hopes for it to look super proper and heavyweight and everybody taking themselves too seriously. I do think the drama really is at a really good balance of they take themselves seriously enough to tell a good romantic story, but not so serious that they're trying to be anything more than what they are. And the result so far is I don't have high hopes for this drama, but I still check it out every day as it's updating. Intrigued by how they're gonna play out the character dynamics and the weird relationship between this couple. Doesn't provide you with the greatest performance out there, not Oscar winning, not the best love story ever written, not the funniest either, but still quite entertaining, and it doesn't actually create any psychological trauma and pain for you, up to this point at least. So I hope this can keep going till the end. And we are heading into the summer slot in July and August where a couple of bigger dramas will come out on each platform and they're gonna try to battle it out and see who wins. So this drama would just be the appetizer. Very soon we're gonna see Tencent throwing out the second season of Lost Shoot Forever, and that probably will start the official battle between the platforms of the summer holiday slot of Chinese dramaland. We shall see how this time it's gonna go down for 2024. Thank you for watching Avenue X. Hope that's useful for you to decide whether you should check out the drama 度花年 The Grand Princess on Youku. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.